guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. And before we even go anywhere or begin anything, can we just take a few minutes, a few seconds, and appreciate all the cuteness? Please, makofi kwangu. Today I'm not coming to you as a, I sijui nimetoka kunyonyesha sijui nini. No. Today I went and prepared myself just to come and shoot this video. So please take a minute and appreciate it, okay? Anyway, too much for that. So thank you so much for clicking on this video. And I really want to appreciate all of you, my subscribers, my 45 subscribers, or is it 47 or 50? But as I shoot now, at this minute, we are at 45 subscribers, and I really appreciate and love you all, okay? And for those who are subscribing today, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So please go ahead and also like this video and comment down below on your thoughts, what you think about the topic that we are talking about, as is suggested on the title of the video. So today we want to talk about truths about marriage. And please, disclaimer, I'm only talking about my experience. I have been married for now 3 years and 9 months. Please forget. 9 months, guys. So I've been married for 3 years and 9 months. And I have learned one or two things about marriage, and that's what I'm going to talk about today. Truths only. Maybe we'll have another episode about misconceptions and myths, but today we are only talking about the truths. Okay, so welcome so much. If you're married, if you're single, if you're looking forward to get married, please, maybe this may help you to know what to expect. And also, if you're going through something in your marriage, or if there are things that you experience in your marriage, maybe you will feel that you are not alone, okay? If it's too much fun, or it's a bit boring sometimes, or it's all date nights and all, if that's what you're going through, tuko wengi. So WhatsApp group maybe, for support system. Yeah, so let's get into the video. And oh, it's Valentine's. Happy Valentine's. That's why I'm in red. So truth number one is that God must be at the center. God must be at the center. I cannot overemphasize this, but one thing I have come to learn is that unless God walks you through a marriage together with your partner, marriage may not work and will not work. You know why? Because God is the one who ordained marriage. He knows marriage better than us. Okay? So no matter how much you feel like you're only married to your wife or husband, without God, marriage, it won't work. It won't work. Imagine it won't work. So my number one truth, and I have come to learn this without a doubt, that is that God must be at the center of your marriage. Okay? I will not overemphasize that. So let's go to number 2. Okay? Number 2 is that it is not always all fun, games, date nights, lunch dates, breakfast dates. Let's be honest. Let's be honest, guys. Life sometimes gets busy. Sometimes you're broke. Sometimes the kids need you if you have babies. Sometimes you're just not in a position to do all that. And sometimes the mood is not there to go have fun and no. Imagine sometimes you just want to be chilled. You just want to go to your house and chill, okay? And sometimes you really want to go for that date night, but you're not in a position to do it. Imagine it's the truth. So if you sometimes want to go out and you're not in a position, imagine siwe peke yako. No matter how much social media out there we are displaying all date nights in expensive places. Imagine hiyo siku tu. Hiyo siku tu. Otherwise, jana, it wasn't like that. And tomorrow, it will not be like that. And Makofi, to those people who go out every Friday or every Thursday or every Tuesday. But on this side, it's not always like that. I'm not saying that you don't make an effort. Of course, the effort is very, very necessary. But let me tell you, as much as you would want to do it every week consistently, for us, for example, for me and my husband, we are always very deliberate about going on a date every once a month. And I'm not talking about every fifth. This month, it may be on a second, or is it second? Depends on your nursery school teacher. But we may go on the 3rd of, for example, February. Next month, it happens on the 27th. But Situmenda, it's 8 weeks later, but here we are. So it's not always like you want to go on the 5th and it happens on the 5th. Sometimes it won't happen. So don't beat yourself too much. Don't feel like you're not working towards the success of your marriage. As long as you're making that effort, please keep pushing, keep pushing. It'll be okay, okay? It will be okay and everything will just fall in place. So don't go out and cop alone to go on a date or to go somewhere and zip lining. No, imagine. It may not happen this week, but next week it will happen, okay? Yeah, so that's my point number 2. And point number 3 is sacrificing is good, but it may not happen as it used to happen back then when you were not married. What am I talking about? Have you, like, there's this song about from I think Sauti Sol, atiuliza kiatu. Guys, some people out here during courtship are taking loans to take you on a date, okay? Are borrowing 500 shillings to take you on a lunch date. So now let me ask you a question. Do you think your husband or your wife will now start going to their friends to ask for 1,000 shillings to take you out? And then it's now the family that is in debt. You know, back then it was just him or her who will remain akilipalipa yo kadeni kake kadogo. But in this particular point, you are not married. If there is a debt, ni debt yenu nyinyi wawili, okay? So if your partner is not now like is not putting that, is not going that direction of now like borrowing money or even time, like if you're in a marriage, for example, if you have kids, let's be honest, sometimes you, and especially if your kids are small, sometimes you will have to sacrifice not doing something for your husband or your wife just to do another thing for your kids, okay? Back then when you were dating, there were no these little people, but now that they are here, there are some sacrifices that your partner will have to make for the sake of the kids, okay? So sacrifices are not the same anymore. Sometimes if you do too much, if you go all out, it will affect the marriage in a negative way. So that's my point number 3. Sacrifices are not the same as when you were courting. Number 4. Husbands must, underline, must learn to love their wives as Christ loved the church. Husbands must learn to love their wives as Christ loved the church. Okay? This is this is God's command for the husbands. So sometimes husbands have to go an extra mile, okay? Go an extra mile to pursue the wife. And what does that mean? Just as Christ went an extra mile to sacrifice himself, like it's not the church that went out to look for Christ, but Christ came so that he can rescue the church or redeem us. So husbands must also be willing and go out and pursue the wife and make some sacrifices for the wife. And don't just sit there like, now she's my wife. No, 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 no. As Christ loved the church means, even sometimes when she has done you something wrong, you have to learn to forgive her and move on and put the sins as far as the east is far from the west. Okay, that's the commandment of God, and that's my understanding about husbands loving their wives, like sacrificially and putting an effort here and there, like do something to show that you love your wife. Okay, we are in point number 5. Point number 5, wives, we must learn to submit to our husbands. We must learn to submit to our husbands. And what does that mean? It means that, according to my understanding, it means that sometimes as a wife, there are things that I feel like I don't agree with my husband. Okay? And it's something, let's say for example, it's something that needs to be done for the family, or it's a decision that, like, it's either or, we cannot do both. Okay, so in that case, if I really try and tell my husband my point and he's not willing to take it, and we cannot do both, what does that mean? I sit on my point and pursue my husband wholeheartedly. Okay, wholeheartedly. And I don't know how wives feel about this, but it needs a lot of grace, because submission requires a lot of humility, I must say. So if my point is not taken and I have to support this other point wholeheartedly, I'll require a lot of humility and sacrifice as well. Okay, so if I don't agree with him, I will support him, and support him like it was actually my point. I said it. I said what I said. If you, I don't know what you think about that. So just comment down below. But that's what I have found working for me in my marriage. Okay. So that's my point number 5. 5, I guess. If you see me looking down, it's because I had some notes, and that's where I am referring to. So, wives must learn to submit. Number 6, communication is a must. Communication, underline please, is a must. Okay, and uh, last week there's a quote. Someone said, hapa tu Kenya, just here in Kenya, that, let me read it for you. He said that, stay single and have your freedom to do what you want. In a relationship, you constantly need to communicate, to report, and account for your actions, and apologize when you are wrong. Let me tell you, I don't know, I'm not sure who said this, but it is the most correct statement I have had about marriage in the recent past. In marriage, you must communicate, you must learn to report, you must learn to account for your actions, and you must learn to apologize. No matter how much you feel like mimi siwezi sema sorry. Guys, you have to apologize when you're wrong. And it doesn't, like, you don't have to feel wrong. If your partner feels like you did something that made them feel a certain way, you just have to apologize for this marriage to work. Okay? No negotiations. I think that person put it just the way it should be put. That's it. Not adding to that. I'm not adding anything to that. Number 7, most times it's not how you want to show love, but how your partner wants to be shown love. We are going back to love languages. Most times, if you feel like you want to gift your partner, but every time you gift your partner, they don't feel like, they just imagine you just now need to find something else and do. If you keep gifting them and they want you to, for example, give them show acts of service or quality time, imagine you'll have to put your gifts down and do what your partner feels like it's love for them. Okay. And if you are the person who wants to spend a lot of time, but your partner loves gifting, like loves being gifted, you will spend your time and then you go ahead and gift your partner if that's what they like. Okay. So it's not always how you want to show love, it's how your partner likes being shown love. I hope that English is Englishing. Okay. Number 7, and most important, please note that this is for marriage. As I said, I'm a Christian, and so whatever I'm saying is in the context of marriage. So number 8, sex is a must. Sex is a must. It's not about how you feel today. It's not about are you in the mood or not. If your partner wants sex, you just have to do the sex today. If you're if you have to be very deliberate about it. Sometimes you'll not want to have sex this week, but imagine haiwezekani, pole. So sex is a must. I said it. Sex is a must. And let me tell you one thing that I have really found, it's crazy, because some fights come up just because you've not had sex for 2 weeks. It's so funny. Like, if you are fighting in a particular season, and you just cannot figure out why the fight keeps coming back and back, like, imagine having sex will solve it. You may try to solve it and it's not working. Imagine try sex. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. So just commit yourself. It's a commitment. Sex is a must in marriage, and we have no choice. If we got here, we just have to do it. So those are my 8 truths about marriage. So thank you so much for watching this video. Feel free to tell me what you think about my points, and also add on to the points if you feel like I have left anything out. And also share with your married friends, your single friends, the people who are in courtship, and tell them to watch this video. Let's help each other out. Okay. So thank you so much, and bye bye.